What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you an NFL free agency prediction video on Darius Slayton. I believe he will go to the Commanders this offseason. Let's get into why, guys. So, don't be mad at me. I know if you follow the channel, you've seen my Darius Slayton go to the Chargers video I did a couple weeks ago. I want to renege on that. As you know, I hate reneging. I hate doing it, but I feel a super strong connection with Commanders and Slayton going on. No news. I have no news about it. I have nothing, to show for it. But to me, it makes more sense. And when I did the Slayton video, and I still love the fit. I just think it fits more. It fits more with my formula, especially now that they didn't get the Commanders. It is they didn't get Christian Kirk. I was all in on them getting Christian Kirk. To me, that was the best fit for him. And when I did that trade video a couple days ago, I was all go. I was in. I was fully brought into Slayton going to the Chargers, Kirk going to the Commanders, and he was released. Everything was perfect. And then the next day, the news comes out. Oh, he wasn't released like we originally reported. They end up doing a trade. I'm like, okay, so now Kirk goes to the Texans and kind of messed up my plans there. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I will take credit if Slayton does go to the Chargers. I will take that credit for that as well. But in all seriousness, though, I do like Slayton going to the Commanders more. In my formula of doing these prediction videos, it's not always right. It's never always right. But if there's no connections with that team, I love players staying in the same division. Players love doing that. You check the history of a lot of players. You'll see them bounce around to this team, to that team, to this team, to that team, and sometimes in the same division. It happens a lot of times, and players love scorning their exes. They love playing against their old team twice a year, and I think Slayton goes to the Commander team and takes it up a whole another notch. Even the same thing I said with the Slayton to the Chargers video, it applies here as well. He's a very good wide receiver who's been on my mind in as far as needing an upgrading situation for a long time. I've been doing videos on Slayton for a year and a half, going to the Chiefs, going to the Bills, going to some other teams. I thought he was a prime trade candidate, very good receiver, very underrated, and he's put up good numbers and good play with the Giants with bad quarterback play. So if you give him a better overall team, the O line for the Commanders still work in progress, but you give him a better quarterback, something he hasn't had in forever, his whole entire NFL career so far. You pair him up with Jaden Daniels, then you have him Debo, then you have Terry McLaurin. It's gonna be, and Zach Ertz literally just resigned. Shoot, 10 minutes ago while doing this video, he resigned on a 1 year, I believe, $6 million deal. So that's cool there. So yeah, Darius Slayton's a very good receiver, deep threat, good size on him. Can push the ball up the field. Can push the defense up the field. Take the top off. Terry can as well. You still have Debo working more underneath, middle. Ertz doing the same thing. So I think Slayton to the Commanders make a lot more sense than the Chargers getting Slayton. And even if the money is kind of the same, I think Slayton might want to go to the AFC. Excuse me, go to his state in the NFC East and go against his Giants twice a year. I think that could be the outcome. Plus, the Commanders can shell out more money. They have one of the most cap space available this offseason. I think underneath a couple teams, the Patriots and maybe one other team, but the Commanders are up there. The Patriots, someone else, and I think the Commanders are third. So they're right there at the top of the list as far as money goes. They need receiver help. I believe only three on the roster as of right now. I think they're still going to draft one or two guys, probably third, fourth rounders, but guys who will be good, guys who will probably take a year to develop and sit and watch. Hopefully, if not, they can play right away as well. These rookie guys come in polished and playing pretty good, depending on who they get. So I think they're going to be a good team. I think as long as they draft well, draft O line, make probably another cornerback as well. If they can, If Commanders can leave the draft, I mean, leave the free agency with getting DJ Reed and a Darius Slayton, that's not bad. Or DJ Reed and Chris Godwin. You know, I'm off Cooper Cup. I'm off Stephon Diggs. I'm cool on those guys. As I said before, Darius Slayton might be him and Devontae. Obviously, Devontae Adams. He got added to the list later on when I said this, but Slayton could be the cream of the crop outside of Devontae Adams in this year's wide receiver class. I'm cool on all these guys. Amari Cooper, Diggs. Outside of Godwin, who's officially not one yet, but Godwin and Adams. I think Slayton is the best of the best. Keenan Allen played well last year. Started off not in good shape. We're not sure what's going on with that, but we'll see what happens. But overall, Slayton to the Commanders, to me, that's my new prediction. I know I'm reneging. I know I'm flip flopping, and like I said, I will take credit for both. Whatever happens, if he goes to the Chargers, he goes to the Commanders. I'm gonna say I called it, so be prepared for that as well. But I do like the fit with the Commanders a lot more. I truly do, and it makes more sense with my formula. As if there's no past connections, if there's no connections to that team, if they're in the same division, I think that's tempting for a lot of guys. As long as the money, the fit is there, the city, everything else fits. I think staying in the same division tempts a lot of guys to kind of beat their exes twice a year, and I think there's a bunch of examples you can see throughout the time of football. You have Marcus Davenport. He's one of those guys. Bounced around a couple times. Shoot, who I could think of right now off the top of my head? A bunch of guys. There's a bunch of guys that can do that. No, in fact, Davenport hasn't bounced around like that. I don't think. Yeah, Marcus Davenport, Vikings, Lions. Yep, he is one. He went to start with the Saints, went to the Vikings for a year or something, and then went to the Lions. Now he signed another 1 year deal with the Lions. So yeah, he's an example. Just so on and so forth. There's a bunch of guys. You can blame, but you see it often. Saquon Barkley. DeAndre Swift. The list goes on, man. So a lot of examples, and examples that's also where I could be wrong at as well. It happens all the time, and it also doesn't happen all the time. So we'll see, you guys. But that's it for videos. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.